The all-important question, what class should I play in Star Wars Old Republic? This is the 2023 edition. I am Renfail, here to talk to you about some of my favorite classes. I've got characters on all the different servers. I've been playing this game since it first came out. It's not the only game that I play, but I do have a lot of love for this game. And my brother and I have played it a lot off and on. And I think that all of the classes have merit. It just kind of depends on what do you want to get out of it. Like, what are you bringing to the table in terms of the style that you want to play? What kind of a storyline do you want? I think that's another important thing if you're going to be playing through the base game. That might change a little bit based on the version of the game you're playing. By that I mean, are you playing the base game, or are you playing one of the later expansions like Onslaught or Legacy of the Sith, which is the current expansion? Because that'll change your answer a little bit based on storyline, because we kind of all get the same story at that point. But let's assume that you're a brand new player who has never played this game before. It's a great time to jump in. There's never been a better time to play Star Wars Old Republic. Yeah, it's been out for a while, but there is easily, just with the base free-to-play game that you can start off with, where you can do the story archetypes, the origin stories as they are called these days. There are 8 of those, 4 for each side. They're about 25 hours per, and those are origin story class missions that are entirely unique to your character. So you can play for 200 hours and not repeat the content, which is amazing. Because in a lot of MMORPGs, when you start a new alt, you start a new character, you're going to have to play through the same stuff all over again. And you don't have to here. You don't even have to do the optional content, which is like the world missions and the flashpoints and those open world quest chains on the planets that offer you a storyline that's unique to that place, but it's also open to everybody. So once you've done it once, you can do it again on a different character and so on and so forth. But those are optional quests. The storylines for your class are unique. 25 hours of unique storyline, and you can do that until you've done them all. So let's get going into what class you would want to play if you were starting fresh in 2023. So let's go ahead and create a character here. We're going to choose. You get to choose here. Do you want to play the latest, which is Onslaught and Legacy of the Sith, and that will allow you to create a boosted level 70 character. Now the storylines sort of all converge at that point, so you're not going to get the uniqueness that you would get everywhere else. And I honestly would urge you not to jump right in and play Legacy of the Sith or Onslaught if you're just getting started. Why? Because there are hundreds of hours of gameplay to explore before you even get to Onslaught and Legacy of the Sith. I finally learned how to talk. And it's all good content, like the Hut expansion, the Knights of the Fallen Order. I mean, just there's so much good content here, and you would really be missing out if you didn't play through it all. Plus, I mean, I don't have an estimate off the top of my head. I would argue that you're probably going to get 300 hours in terms of sheer entertainment of just going from like level 1 all the way through. There's a lot to see and do. But for the purpose of this video, let's go ahead and create a Star Wars Old Republic character, because it's the base game. It says you'll be creating a level 1 character, either with the Galactic Republic or Sith Empire, to embark on one of 8 exciting origin stories. Alright, for this next part, guys, I'm going to go ahead and turn off my camera so that you can see all of the options available to you as we dive into this. But right off the bat, we get this first screen where you choose your allegiance, and on each side, you're going to get 4 origin stories. We'll do the Galactic Republic first to show you that. You get Jedi Knight, Jedi Consular, Smuggler, Trooper, and then on the Sith Empire side, you're going to get 4 other options: Sith Warrior, Sith Inquisitor, Bounty Hunter, and Imperial Agent. And worth noting, like I said at the very beginning of this video, each one of these origin stories offers you a completely unique storyline. So let me walk you through each one of these and kind of give you a brief description of each class and the type of story that it brings to the table, so that you can decide whether or not you think that's going to be the best thing for you. So the Jedi Knight storyline is going to be probably the most upfront, classic, you're a good guy hunting down the Emperor type storyline for that level 1 to 50 story. And it plays very much however you want it to play these days, because once you choose the origin story, you then get to pick: do I want to be a Guardian, which is a tank? Do I want to be a Sentinel, which is dual wielding? Do I want to be a Sage? Right? or do I want to be Shadow, which is using the two hilt. What's interesting is back in the day, if you chose Jedi Knight, you could only be a Guardian or a Sentinel. If you wanted to do Sage and Shadow, you would have to choose Jedi Consular. But now, what they've done is they've made the original archetypes available as the origin stories, and then you can choose your fighting style for that. So you can just choose what fits you. And also notice down here over on the right hand side is that anytime you choose a style, you're also given 3 additional options that you'll be able to switch between and level up in as you're actually playing the game. So you'll be able to choose a pure defense build. You could go Vigilance, which is damage over time, or you could go with direct damage. If you went with Sentinel, you would get the options between Watchman, Combat, and Concentration, so on and so forth. Every class, excuse me, well, I mean, technically they're all classes these days, but every one of these origin stories, which is the kind of the class idea, comes with its individual styles that you could choose from now, and they're all blended, which is kind of cool. So it's kind of taking the idea of the old classes and turned them on their heads, because now kind of you're looking at, well, what is my origin story? Because that's technically the class that I'm playing, and I just have choices of what style I want to play that class as. So you can even do the same thing with the Jedi Consular. This is the brilliant thing these days. You could go in and say, I want to be a Jedi Consular, which back in the day used to be all about the sort of the healing side of the Force, or the Force wielder side of the Force, and also the Jedi Shadow, which was kind of a weird hybrid sneaky tank build. Their storyline is another very upbeat, helping to cure a disease, if I remember correctly, with the storyline, and then you can choose how you want to play. The Smuggler, this is when you get even more options, because now it used to just be Gunslinger or Scoundrel for the styles of gameplay, but now you can choose any of these. Gunslinger or Scoundrel are probably going to be the 2 most common for the Smuggler line. This is definitely a Han Solo build, Han Solo story. You can get a Wookiee companion. It's a hell of a lot of fun. Highly recommend it. You can't go wrong with it, and then you just choose. Do you want to do melee? Do you want to do like mercenary type stuff with heat-seeking missiles and stuff, or do you just want to be a straight-up gunslinger who's using 2 blasters? Lots of different options. You could also choose to be, I believe it is Vanguard. Yeah, with the rifle, and you can choose different types of rifles as you level up. Trooper, you are a Republic trooper, and it's a very interesting story about you needing to track down members of a squad that you were previously a member of. It's very much you're a soldier. There's a little bit of espionage going on, but mostly it's just a soldier, I should say. And you can choose any of the fighting styles that you want to choose. Which I think the best way I saw this described at one point in time was you could basically pick your trooper and have him be the clone trooper of your fantasies. Do you want to be a dual wielding mercenary, or do you want to be a commando who's firing this big ass like cannon? But you can also choose to be the operative, and go melee as well. Really cool stuff. Now on the evil side, you're going to get the Sith Warrior, which is similar to the Jedi Knight in the sense that, you're doing this big, huge, Sith storyline, but you're going up against, you're working for the Emperor long term. It's very deadly. The Bounty Hunter is really cool because you can do various styles of the Bounty Hunter, and because you get to choose to be, you could have good choices or not, you can be a kind of good bounty hunter. Like, you're doing it for the money, but you're not a completely soulless bastard, Imperial Agent is literally James Bond in space. That's literally James Bond in space. And I didn't find the options for this to be too bad, like going through the storyline. There wasn't a lot of like evil, straight up evil. It's just literally you're James Bond in space. There's lots of opportunities to be James Bond. Sith Inquisitor is probably the most, I would say, quote-unquote evil out of all of them. It's the one storyline I actually haven't finished over the years, and I'm on a mission to complete that for 2023. But we'll see. I don't know when I'm going to get to that, because I'm currently working on wrapping up a trooper playthrough as a mercenary style. So let's just say you've chosen your character. There's something very important to know about this, because if you choose to be a Jedi, right, you could start off and you're a good guy. Let's say you're a Jedi Guardian, a defender of the Republic, champion of peace and symbol of hope in dark times. It says here, the Jedi Knights stand for the legacy of the Jedi Order. So that's how you start out. But the reality
Jedi's limits must always be put to the test.
Is that as you go through the game and make decisions during the storyline, you can eventually fall to the dark side. And if you do, notice that right now the Jedi Knight only has access to the styles that were available from the good side, from the light side, Jedi Knights and Jedi Consulars. And if we go over to the Sith Empire, similarly, the Sith Warrior and Sith Inquisitor have access to the other of their sister branches, but notice they also have access to all of the good guy stuff as well, right? They don't just have access to the Sith Empire stuff, they also have access to the Jedi Order stuff, or the Galactic Republic abilities. Well, why isn't that the case with the Jedi, right? A Jedi Consular or Jedi Knight? The reason is because you have to actually fall to the dark side during the story to gain access to abilities from the Sith Empire styles. So if I were to start as a Jedi Guardian, I would start off with light side abilities. And if I chose to fall to the dark side through gameplay, I would eventually earn my way through and get access to Force Lightning and other abilities. It's actually really, really cool. So if we wanted to go from there, you have all of your basic character customization options here that you can choose, and you can skip from here. The races are, in some cases, unlocked through gameplay. I believe you could do that through the legacy system if you choose to. I've never actually played a... Is this what race? Is this a Twi'lek? I always forget. No, that's the Twi'lek. I don't remember what race this is. In any case, species, I should say. Well, I like the guy I had before. Well, whatever. Let's randomize that. No. That's interesting. We can go with that. A fresh-faced little dude. And call him what you want. We can go from there and get into the game. So there you have it, everybody. A quick overview on how to choose the best class/origin story for you. Now, in the case of my smuggler here, he is a traditional gunslinger smuggler. My Jedi Guardian is the one I haven't played him in a couple of years. I think I played right before Onslaught was the last time I played him. Then I've got Parsec, who is one of the new characters that I'm playing in 2023. He's actually a trooper who's going through as a mercenary build. And then we have a traditional bounty hunter mercenary, which I still love that set of armor. Just, ugh. And this is a commando I had from years and years and years ago, who I've never actually done anything with because he was an alt from many, many years ago. In any case, everybody, if you liked what you saw here today and you want more of the same from me on my channel, it's really easy. All you got to do is like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you never miss an update as I play Star Wars Old Republic and lots of other console games and beyond here on my channel. Support if you can. You can do super chats and stickers on premieres, super thanks on uploaded videos, and don't forget memberships down below, 3 different tiers. There's a Patreon page if you want to get involved with that world map behind me. It's a fantasy world tabletop game, point-and-click adventure game, and a book series. And in any case, everybody, happy gaming. May the Force be with you. Let me know what your favorite class is down in the comments below. Till next time, stay safe.